Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm going to conduct a performance evaluation on a brand new boat from Aquila, the 54. This is taking the company into a new direction, a direction of larger power catamarans.
We wanted to make sure that we have CE certification on this boat, and we got it.
The CE certification comes from things like thicker windows all around, heavier bulkheads, more beefy scantlings. They did such a good job that they got a CEA certification.
We wanted to improve the shape of our bulbs, and therefore we incorporated them into the lines of the hull completely, and really has improved the running of the boat.
In addition to the improved efficiency that we're finding from these bulbs, the spray rails also do a wonderful job of keeping this boat dry. Now, always with cats, the engine rooms are mirror images of one another from the port side to the starboard side. We'll take a look at the starboard side because the only difference there is that one has the 16 kW generator. Now, of course, the focal point being the 480 horsepower Volvo Penta diesel engines. Standard is the 380 horsepower Volvo Penta, and we can go up to 550 horsepower Cummins, which should bring us over 30 miles an hour. Outboard are the fuel tanks, 581 gallons total between the two on this side and the two on the port hand side. We also have an option on this boat for carrying an extra pair of 92-gallon tanks, and they're located forward in the hull outside of the engine room. The ground tackle is efficiently laid out. It runs on a roller through the stem. There's a remote control over to the side. Quick windlass is doing all the heavy work, and there's a chain stopper. And this is an all-chain road. There's a high-pressure water line for cleaning as we come aboard, and there's even a snubber line provided. Now let's talk about features on this boat that I really like. First of all, the stern of this boat. They did a great job on it. The launching mechanism for this tender is outstanding. Take a look at how it works. The first step is there's a crane that extends from the trailing edge of the hardtop, no davits. Then we lower the hook down to the lines. And even more impressive is the fact that this tender is a catamaran as well. Aquila makes their rib tenders. And now as we lower this platform, it becomes a much more functional aspect of the stern, and we can even tie the tender up to it. Look at these steps. They're higher than we normally see at 12 inches each, but at 42 inches wide, each one of them becomes a comfortable seat. All that's missing are beverage holders. Additionally, the reboarding ladder, very clever design. Take a look at this. You slide it out, release the latch, and down it goes. 3 steps dropping down 30 inches deep. That exceeds ABYC standards, and it puts it right into the FUN standard. Very interesting pulling out of that tight spot. I learned quite a bit about the boat. First of all, because the propellers are so far apart from each other, there's so much torque between the two. So just moving one ahead and the other back gets it twisting quite nicely. The bow thruster, powerful enough to move the boat, but because it's such a heavy boat and it's a catamaran, the bow thruster isn't going to shove it to one side. You can be a little bit heavy-handed on the thruster, and it's just going to move it however you want. Let it off, and then it stops. It doesn't keep on drifting. So between the engines and the bow thruster, I was able to just ease us out and turn us a little bit, back us out, and then just use the engines to rotate us and face straight out the fairway. Unbelievably easy to maneuver. This is such a great handling boat so far. Well, if I thought this boat handled nicely at the dock, I'm even more impressed with it underway. Turns, she stays level in the turns. We were making some S turns and it stayed flat and level throughout. 180 degrees at full speed takes 37 seconds. So it was about 5, maybe 6 boat lengths to do that turn. So not a real high performance turning machine, but you're not looking for that in this type of boat. It's a cruising boat, and that's what it does very well. What I really appreciated both at the dock and underway was the rudder angle indicator on the autopilot. That will become your friend. Let's talk about ergonomics for a minute. First off, the console. It's relatively low, so there's no interruption of visibility even from the seated position. I've got a good view over the bow to the bow rail, so I like that a lot. I also like that the front windshield is clear, the side ones are tinted, so you get some sunblock coming through the windshield. The seats, flip up armrests, flip bolster, 1, 2, there's a third one over to the starboard side. These are not the standard seats. The standard will be a bench seat with a flip seat back so that you can swing around and join the crowd at the table. Now look right over to the port hand side. There's a lounge over there, a forward-facing lounge. That's where everybody seemed to be gathering. And there's a bucket seat over on the starboard side. That's going to be changed so it's duplicating this seat over on the other side, just a little bit shorter. But nice setup. It's nice when people can join the operator at the helm, especially since he's the host.
The Aquila 54 yacht power catamaran has a length overall of 54 feet 2 inches, a beam of 25 feet 2 inches, and a draft of 4 feet 5 inches. With a pair of Volvo Penta 480 horsepower D6 diesels turning 4-bladed bronze propellers and wound up to 3650 RPM, our speed topped out at 21.9 knots. Best cruise came in at 2800 RPM and 15.7 knots. At that speed, the 23 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 0.7 nautical miles per gallon and a range of just over 471 nautical miles, all while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 765 gallon total fuel capacity. Because the Aquila 54 is intended for more serious long-range cruising, let's see what she'll do at displacement speeds that are more typical of trawlers and distance cruisers. At 1500 RPM and 7.4 knots, she burns 4.9 gallons per hour, getting 1.5 nautical miles per gallon for a range of over 1,044 nautical miles. Drop the speed down to 6.5 knots at 1250 RPM, and our boat's range increases by 38% to 1,448.5 nautical miles, still with a 10% fuel reserve. This means that the Aquila 54 can power from Fort Lauderdale through the Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos, past Hispaniola, and arrive at the British Virgin Islands 1,188 miles away without refueling.
I have to say, very impressive handling characteristics on this boat, both at the dock and underway. It makes it an ideal owner-operator's boat, and that's pretty much what this size range is all about. And that's my full performance evaluation on the new 54 from Aquila. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.